Today on the channel, from the latest Marvel Legends X-Men wave, we've got Darwin and we've got Maggot.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And from the latest Marvel Legends X-Men wave, we've got Darwin and we've got Maggot. But for all your Marvel Legends needs and a whole lot more, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. And of course, we're going to do this review and unboxing like we do all the other unboxings and reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So let's kick it off with old Darwin here. And this is a very strange set from Marvel Legends as it's slowly trickling out. We get Siren from GameStop. We get Sabretooth from GameStop. Wolverine from GameStop. And then Big Bad Toy Store comes in with Maggot. And then you get from Amazon, you get Darwin. It's slowly working its way out there. I did find Vulcan, another one from this wave we have not unboxed yet. I found him at Target. And then, of course, there is still Havoc to be found. So once I get Havoc, I'll unbox him and Vulcan together. Then we're going to build Bonebreaker, and that should be an interesting one. That has been one of my most wanted Marvel Legends for many years. And I will tell my Bonebreaker tale from back in the day. Some of you guys might need to bring a Kleenex. It's a little bit of a sad story, but I can kind of joke about it at the same time. Oh boy, just wait for that one. Just wait for that one, and we'll do that, of course. We'll build the Bonebreaker, and we'll rank the entire wave in that video from my least favorite to my favorite. But today, we're going to check these two out. So let's look at Darwin first. There he is. We got that Marvel Legends packaging with the big X-Men logo. Big Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure piece in there. A couple extra hands. Got his name. Marvel Legends Bonebreaker Build-A-Figure wave. There's old Darwin on the side. Looking awfully sneaky. Looking awfully suspicious, if you ask me. But there he is on the side of the package. And there he is on that side of the package as well. Then you get to the back of the package. You got a big glamour shot. We got the blurb, of course. You got the cross-sell. We got Bonebreaker. Like I said, we'll talk about all of them. Check out the reviews for the other figures still on the channel here. A lot going on. You got UPCs. You got warnings. You got all kinds of fun stuff right there. So without further ado, let's get down to it. Let's take a look at Darwin on the back. And it says, true to his name, Darwin has the power to adapt against any threat, be it searing volcanic heat or the cold vacuum of space. So there's old Darwin right there. Very interesting. Now, I am not super familiar with Darwin. I believe he did come after my comic book reading time. I got that kind of X-Men starburst back there. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. All right, Darwin in the plastic prison. There he is. Sounds like a band. Darwin in the plastic prison. No, it's a nice alternative band visiting your local college. Junior college, how about? We'll pull that out. Pull that out. Maybe we got some tape going on. Hands are taped in. He's got some big hands for being a little guy. Let's see what that's about. And we're off to the races. See you later. Up high. Goodbye. I got the Bonebreaker tank right here. Very, very cool. Another side of it. Another piece ready to go. Like I said, we'll talk about those in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Now we got to break down old Darwin. Some big old hands with him. He's got these big hands, almost handshaking like hands, but very, very large hands here. Very large. He's, you know, just a weird guy. He's a gangly guy, this Darwin, but he does have those, so that is cool enough. Now we get down to the figure, and not a ton going on with this figure. A little bit plain Jane, honestly, here, but the articulation, steps from the past is what this one feels like to me. As we do got butterfly shoulders going on, so we do have that. Head, of course, side to side. Tons of up and down. Absolutely tons of up and down. He's got the big old eyes going on in the head. A little bit of pale skin and just crazy, creepy eyes going on. Pretty wild, actually, in his eyes. But from what I've seen of the Darwin character, definitely true to form. If you know Darwin in the comic books, you're going to know who this is. There's no mistaking that. He does have the bicep cut. Does have double-jointed elbows, but we are back to some pins. So we got pins in the joints here. Hands are removable. He does come with two fists ready to throw down at a moment's notice. Bigger fist. They don't feel and look as big as these hands, but obviously the hands are folded in. But he does have two fists if he needs to throw down. We do got the typical ab crunch going on. We've seen a million times over the years. Waist articulation. He does have a free-flowing purple belt with the X logo on it. It does kind of match with all the purple vibe he has going on here. Does have some wrinkles in the back of the head. I mean, does look kind of like an old guy. It almost looks like Charles Xavier on an acid trip or something is what he kind of looks like. You do get the legs that move out. You get about that much of a split. Not tons of articulation right there. You do get the thigh cut, double jointed knees. We do got pins in those as well. And then we do get the traditional feet here, up and down, side to side. I mean, this is a body we've seen a million times. But, you know, it will be retired eventually. Everything is. But it is Darwin, and like I said, I don't know a ton about him. Obviously, he can change to his circumstances, as it said on the back of the package. But by no means is this a Cyclops, Beast, Wolverine as far as our X-Men's go. These aren't your daddy's X-Men, as somebody might say. Does he fit on a Ringside Collectibles stand? Use discount code Kyle, save 10% at Ringside Collectibles. And he fits perfectly on the Ringside stand. A very interesting figure. Not a ton of bells and whistles, but for a first time in the line character, building out an X-Men team member, not a bad gig. Not sure if he's going to set the world on fire. I guess we'll see here shortly, as he should be hitting your Targets, Walmarts, things like that. I got to think in the next month or so, so stay tuned for that. Now we turn our attention to the heavy hitter, and one that looks a lot better in person, in hand here, than I assumed it did from the glamour shot, so that's usually a positive thing. It is old Maggot, and I think he was named after Sergeant Slaughter, or maybe not, but it sounds good, doesn't it? But what's a Nemesis Enforcer at the end of the day, as I always say? But there it is, same X-Men packaging, same logo. Got Maggot, you got old Bonebreaker's head right there, Marvel Legends. Build the Bonebreaker wave, everything else. Big box there, and Maggot's a little bigger than I anticipated him to be, like I said. Glamour shot on the side, glamour shot on the other side, and then that same glamour shot, guess what? It's on the back as well. Got the blurb, got the cross-sell, got the UPCs, got the warnings on the bottom, all that kind of fun stuff we've seen a million times. But let's get down to Maggot here. Maggot's mutant power is his two giant slugs, Eeny and Meeny, that serve as his digestive system. So what happens if Eeny and Meeny got locked away in a cage and taken away? I'm sure it's happened in the comics. Once again, much like Darwin, I don't know Maggot. I almost feel like he was kind of there at the Generation X run. I read a lot of Generation X. I collected the Toy Biz figures back in the day. Am I dreaming, or was Maggot involved somewhere in there? I could just be dreaming for all I know. I don't know. But I have no affinity for this character. Once again, it's not Beastman, it's not Cyclops, it's not your daddy's X-Men, as I like to say. Little X-Men logo back there. Off to the races. See you later. Goodbye. Holy cow, look at that big gun. I was like, wow, Maggot's packing heat, but I believe that gun is for Bonebreaker. But you got Eeny and Meeny, the slugs. Those some new first time in the line accessories. We got the head for Bonebreaker, of course, the figure, and then the big old gun down there. Pull this out, maybe. Maybe. There we go. Come on, there it is. Boy, hard to get these accessories out. They're really locked in there. Pull that out, and we got the last one. There it is. We're off to the races. Bam! See you later. Goodbye. Bonebreaker, like I said, we'll talk about him. Very excited to talk all things Bonebreaker here on the channel, hopefully sooner than later. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. Now let's get down to Maggot, an interesting one. Now, which one is Eeny? Which one is Meeny? Does anybody know? Is there a difference? But apparently there's slugs that are his digestive system. So I can just imagine it. Oh, we're stuck in this harvest or something. We're stuck out in the cornfields. How are we going to get through here? Maggot, send Eeny and Meeny, and they'll eat their way through. Maybe that's how it goes. Maybe not. Who knows? But very good. I like that they gave us different sculpts here, so we get two different ones. That's a nice attention to detail. They could have just gave us the same figure twice, or the same slugs twice. You got the kind of red 3 eyeballs. You do got a mouth on each one of these. This one, of course, more wrapped up, more curled. This one a little longer. You put one on the shoulder, one on the arm. You're off to the races with your slugs. We do have those two as his accessories. And that's it. Then you get down to the figure, and like I said, a much bigger figure than anticipated. I don't know what I was anticipating. I guess I was blown away by his Smurf blue color, as he is very, very blue. Got a very demented look on his face. Got quite the hairstyle up front, that little tuft of hair, but very blue. Kind of reddish, orangish eyes with the yellow pupil. Very crazy look there. But I believe he is a good guy. He's a member of the X-Men, so he's not all scary. He just looks a little scary. Head articulation all over the place, as we know. He does have an ab crunch, which you can use very nicely there. He does have a hard cape, and I believe, once again, first time in the line cape. Nice feel to it, nice rib to it, but it does hinder articulation a little bit here and there, as we're accustomed to, as well as the big shoulder gauntlets going on. Those shoulder gauntlets do move with the arms, but you're going to really struggle trying to get all the way around with your arms on the side to side. But you go all straight up, it does move with that. You're just not going to get the windmill action going around. But it does look good. It makes him feel a lot beefier. You got that blue, yellow and blue, great color combination. He's got that going on. He does got the wraps on each bicep, a yellow wrap that is sculpted in, that is not free flowing. Bicep cut, yep, he's got a bicep cut. He does have the double jointed pinless elbows, easy for me to say, unlike Darwin. So we do have some new articulation with this guy. Of course, the hands up and down. He does have the same kind of maniacal hands on both of them. No extra hands for him, no fist, any of that kind of stuff. He does have the white underneath. I want to say it's like a wife beater t-shirt. I believe it is. I don't think it's skin color. So he does have that white going on. Then he has the nice belt, the blue belt with the yellow around to bring the colors all back into his fashion show. And then we get like the purplish burgundy red pants going on with a couple of knee pads just in case he needs to get dangerous. He's got some knee pads to protect. Does have a boot cut, does have pins in the knees, does have the double jointed knees on him. And then you get down to the blue boots here, side to side, up and down as far as articulation goes. But a strong looking figure, and this could be one of the sleepers of the set, if not the sleeper of the set. I like the looks of this one a heck of a lot more than I thought I would, even not knowing the character. But that's the fun thing about some of these toys. Even back in the day, collecting the original Toy Biz in the early 90s, you found out about new characters from the cartoons, the comics, and sometimes the toys, and that's what I got right here with these two. Going to make me investigate, know enough to be dangerous about these two. That's kind of the beauty of some of these collectibles and things like that. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? He fits like a glove. So old Maggot looking really good. He is what he is, like I always say. But you can fit one of those right up there on the shoulder. The other one you can kind of wrap in his hand, and he's off to the races. And you got maggots, you got slugs, you got a lot of fun, and you've got a Darwin too. So there it is, 2 new X-Men figures for your X-Men collection. I'm not sure if they're in the traditional X-Men team or if they're in a sub-team. I believe the traditional team isn't what it used to be. It's a little far cry probably from the Jim Lee days, I'm sure, but still looks really good. I'm here for it. These two are definitely worth a pickup as you build out your Marvel Universe, especially on the mutant side. But what are your thoughts on these two? Easy pickups, easy passes? Let me know in the comments down below, and you made it this far, you might as well like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell, and of course follow along on Patreon where you can get this video, many other videos much earlier, bonus content, exclusive content, and monthly giveaways over there at the Patreon channel. So check that one out, and best of all, you do support the channel. And then you can always hit me up on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. So for a Maggot and a Darwin, I'm a Kyle, and I'll see you guys all real soon.